Hey folks, James here. I told you guys I wasn't going to be going away from the content here on this channel, and in this one today, we're going to be doing a little bit of a roundup regarding all of the latest news with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Firstly, I want to talk about the Devin White situation. For those of you who do not know, this is being recorded, by the way, on day one of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers mandatory minicamp. Devin White showed up for that practice, but did not actually practice with the team. He was in shorts, a t-shirt, and without a helmet. After practice, Todd Bowles was asked about this, whether or not Devin White was holding in. For those of you who do not know, holding in is where you show up but just don't practice with the team. So that way, you are still in a way rebelling in some way, shape, or form, or I guess hard negotiating, whatever you want to call it, but you cannot get fined because you are still technically at practice. Now, Todd Bowles said that they're going to give Devin White a couple of days just to see where he is at physically and then go from there. Does this mean that Devin White will practice in, say, day number 3 of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers mandatory minicamp? I have no idea. We're just going to have to wait and pay attention and see where the chips fall. But it is such an interesting situation and question right now for Devin White. I believe that you can easily make an argument that it is the most interesting, one of the most interesting storylines going on. I guess I shouldn't say the most interesting. We'll be talking about that in a couple of minutes here. But the Devin White situation is certainly intriguing, certainly has a lot of notoriety to it, a lot of publicity to it so far at this point. There's been a lot of stuff going on there and a lot of different thoughts and opinions going a lot of different ways. And it's just going to continue to get murkier and murkier as we go on here with these practices, especially mandatory practices, if Devin White is not actually participating in these workouts. So definitely something worth paying attention to. In my thoughts and opinions, I think that it is just kind of, again, another hard negotiation tactic. We will see if it does or doesn't pan out for Devin White. We've seen this work for guys in the past. We've seen it not work for guys in the past. So we're just going to have to wait and see. The next thing I want to talk about is also regarding one of the biggest, it probably is the biggest storyline going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, and that's the quarterback competition. A lot of different things have been going on. I've seen a couple of practices already, and the competition is heating up, folks. Guys are really starting to get moving in terms of Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask, throwing to different receivers, building that chemistry, and everything that goes into a quarterback competition. And if I'm going to be completely honest right now, I think that Baker Mayfield has been looking better than Kyle Trask in most situations. Even looking at this recent practice today, in terms of Tuesday's mandatory minicamp practice, Baker Mayfield looked pretty marginally better than what Kyle Trask was doing out there. I think that Trask did struggle in some situations, threw a couple of interceptions. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, was able to go out there, and yes, he did have maybe a turnover here or there, but definitely less than what we were seeing from Kyle Trask. So I think you've got to give Baker Mayfield the momentum at this point, the benefit at this point in terms of who might be leading in any potential quarterback battle so far up to this point. Also, I want to point out, John Wolford has looked pretty good for the Bucs. That isn't to say that he's going to be like a dark horse starting quarterback candidate for the Bucs or anything, but they have themselves a pretty good third string quarterback in my opinion. One thing that I think has been really interesting to pay attention to, because Wolford has made some really good throws to, 6th, 7th, 8th string wide receivers, and it's been pretty impressive to watch. One guy who I think has really jumped off the page, former Seattle Seahawks wide receiver David Moore, has looked really good. John Wolford has been, again, another guy who I think has been improving a lot and has shown some really, really good things throughout some of these practices that I've been able to attend. I also want to talk about another new player who has come into the mix. That is Rodrigo Blankenship, the new kicker, battling with Chase McLaughlin. Jake Verity was waived. You had Chase McLaughlin there as the only kicker left, but they brought in Rodrigo Blankenship. A lot of people love Blankenship for the goggles and the personality and whatnot. Should be an interesting competition. Fun fact, both guys are former Indianapolis Colts kickers. Blankenship did just have surgery recently on a torn muscle in his leg. He is fully healthy now for the first time in a long time for his career. So it will be interesting to see if Blankenship is able to return to form. McLaughlin, as far as I've seen, has had some really good ability and has showcased some really good things as a kicker for the Buccaneers so far. So will that continue? Will Blankenship come in and steal the job away? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and pay attention. Blankenship didn't kick today. Maybe he'll kick tomorrow in terms of Wednesday's mandatory minicamp practice. This should be uploaded the morning before the practice, so who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But regardless, Rodrigo Blankenship is an interesting player to keep an eye on here moving forward. I know he's got a lot of fanfare, a lot of personality with a player like Blankenship. Should be interesting to follow another competition here on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a kicking battle. Finally, I want to talk about a really impressive rookie so far from this recent draft class, and that is Servassier Dennis. This dude has looked really good. He had an interception today, pick 6, I believe, at the Buccaneers mandatory minicamp in day 1 of practice. He had another pick 6 in the OTA practices as well. He's looked really good, and with Devin White being out, Servassier Dennis has been getting a lot of opportunities to showcase what he can do, and he really has been able to make the most of these opportunities. I think you look at Servassier Dennis, you've got the leadership, you've got the ability, you've got everything you've got the scheme fit as well in a Todd Bowles scheme. Servassier Dennis can blitz. He had 7 sacks last year. You've got everything that you want to see in an all-around balanced linebacker that could be a beautiful fit for a Todd Bowles style of defense. And this is something that we talked about going all the way back to whenever Servassier Dennis was drafted back in April. I think that the same logic applies here, and Dennis has looked really good. He will, I think, really be pushing KJ Britt for the 3rd linebacker position, and depending on how long Devin White, if he doesn't end up practicing or participating in games, is out for, you might see Servassier Dennis really make a name for himself and really start to shine in terms of just overall ability and showcasing what he can do. I really do think this guy can be an absolute star for the Buccaneers in the very, very near future. But folks, that's pretty much it for this roundup in terms of all the different little news snippets that have been going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to do one of these pretty much every single week. I'll still be around for some small news snippets and videos here and there, but I want your guys' thoughts and opinions as well. What do you guys think about all of these different things going on with the team right now? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Feels good to be back, folks, and I will be back soon. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, folks, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until always, guys, geez, that's how you know I've been out of the game for a while. By the way, real quick, thank you to Evan for uploading videos here on the channel. He has done an excellent job so far. I think he is really integrated well into the channel. But folks, let me try this again. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, folks, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.